What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to World According to Briggs. How about we talk about taxes again? Last week we did a video about states with no state income tax and sort of talked about how the states will tax you in other places to kind of make up for not having a state income tax. More than a few people brought up the fuel or gas tax in the comment section, and for some reason a lot of them thought Washington had the highest fuel tax. This is incorrect. Washington's on the list, it's just not the number one spot. The national average for just plain gasoline, not diesel or jet fuel or anything like that, is 36 cents a gallon. As you'll see on this list, a lot of states have gone a little overboard with this tax. With so many people driving for a living now, this has become more of a concern. If you drive for a company as an employee, they probably cover your gas, but a lot of people these days are doing things like Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Instacart, whatever. Some of these companies have apps that help you report your miles, which, can help you out with your taxes. But at the end of the day, you're still getting screwed. All right, let's take a look and see which state hoses you at the pump. Number 10, New Jersey. New Jersey is no stranger to high taxes. Actually, it's considered one of the most taxed states in the union. The average gallon of regular gas in New Jersey currently, November of 2021, is $3.54. That's just a touch above the national average. But out of that $3.54, 42.4 cents goes to the state for taxes. Yeah, so their state fuel tax is 42.4 cents. And that's just for regular gas. For diesel fuel, it's 49.4. If while getting gas you decide to go in and get a Gatorade or something like that, whatever the Gatorade costs, plan on paying 6.625% on top of that for the state sales tax. They like them taxes in New Jersey. Number 9, Michigan. For a state that was basically built on the auto industry, you think they'd cut car owners a little bit of slack here, but no, they don't. If you want to buy a gallon of gas in Michigan right now, on average, it is $3.38. Of that $3.38, about 45 cents goes towards taxes. Their diesel fuel is a little bit less. It's 44.46 cents per gallon of diesel. Now, if you decide to go get some coffee and red vines in the little mini mart at the gas station while you're there, plan on paying another 6% for state sales tax. Number 8, New York State. Everything's expensive in New York State. New York City, everything's extremely expensive, and that's probably why they're losing so many people. They actually gained people in the last census, but the last few years, they actually started losing them for like the first time in forever. And price has a lot to do with it. Gas prices statewide aren't incredibly bad right now. It's just a little above the average at $3.56. The national average right now is $3.41. So that's not incredibly bad. But of that $3.56, 46.19 cents are getting pocketed by the state government. And for diesel, it's 2 cents cheaper almost. It's 44.64 cents. Go inside to buy a soda and some Pop Rocks, you're looking at the state sales tax of 4%. Municipalities can add their own 4.87%. On top of that 4%, the entire state, their average sales tax is 8.52%. But the story doesn't end there. If you're in one of the major metro areas, there's also a 0.375% tax to support the transit system. Why don't they just have a state official come by your house, grab you by the throat, start rifling through your pockets? It would be a little more honest that way. Number 7, Washington State. Here it is, the one that kind of brought this list on. Like I had said, they're high, but they are not the worst. We got 6 more to go after them. Currently in the Evergreen State, a gallon of gas will run you $3.87 a gallon. About 49 cents of that goes to the state, and that's for both normal gas and diesel. The fun doesn't end there. If you want to go inside and get yourself some ho-hos and some Seattle's best coffee, you're looking at an additional 9.29% on top of whatever you buy. That's because the state has a sales tax of 6.5% and local municipalities can add an additional 4% to that, and they often do. Number 6, Indiana. The Hoosier State isn't really known for killing people with taxes. I mean, they got a flat income tax rate, which is 3.23%. Now, local municipalities can have their own little 1.5% on there, but it's just across the board for everyone. Normally, they'll do that nonsense with the sales tax. The state has one, and then they can add their own. It's weird that they do it with the income tax. I know a few other states do it similar to that. A gallon of gas goes for $3.35 right now in Indiana, and of that, about 50 cents of it goes to the state. state. It's actually 49.79 per gallon. And if you buy some diesel, that's 54 cents per gallon. After you're done filling up, or while you're filling up, if you decide to go into Huck's and get some Jack Link's jerky and like a Clamato or something, you're looking at another 7% in sales tax. Local municipalities don't get to stick it to you here. Number 5, Hawaii. Hawaii's fuel costs have always been high. Their taxes are pretty high. Everything's pretty high in Hawaii. It's just a very expensive state to live in. Currently, a gallon of gas goes for $4.35. Of that, the state takes 50 cents per gallon of gas. It's 50.17, and then for diesel, it's 50.81. If you want to go in the convenience store while you're filling up, you're looking at 4% on top of your Spam burrito and pineapple Slurpee. Unless you're in one of the areas that has their own little special tax, which can be 0.5% on top of that. The state average on sales tax is 4.44%. Number 4, Nevada. Nevada's one of those states that don't charge a state income tax. They leave your paycheck alone, but if you buy anything, they'll get you pretty good. This state pays its bills from gambling and resort revenues, and apparently from gas taxes. A gallon of gas on average in Nevada currently is $3.97. Of that, 50 cents goes to the state. That's for regular, but the diesel, it's actually only 28 cents. It's 28.56. While you're outside the gas station, hoping to get some more money to get home to Los Angeles because you lost everything at the tables, you better ask for a little more than, $1 or $5 because they got some good sales tax here. 6.85% is what the state sticks to you, and then the local municipalities can add another 1.53%. The average sales tax in Nevada is 8.23%. Number 3, Pennsylvania. If my family wasn't so attached to Oregon right now, I'd probably be living in the Keystone State. And I'd pay these gas prices. The average gas price in Pennsylvania is $3.60 per gallon of gas. Of that, 58.7 cents per gallon goes to the state. And if you're buying diesel, you're really getting hosed. 75.2 cents per gallon goes to the state. As you're shaking off how much you just paid to fill up your tank and you go into the mini mart, you're looking at 6% to the state for anything you buy. Oh, and then the local municipalities get their cut, making the average in Pennsylvania for sales tax 6.34%. Number 2, Illinois. If you're from another country or under the age of 15 and not from that part of the country, Illinois is where Chicago is. You would be surprised how many people I've run into that think Chicago is just kind of like their own state. A lot of people think the same thing about New York City too. It's really strange. I don't know how that happens. But Illinois is its own state and it has Chicago in it. It also has my favorite food scientist, Jess. She lives there too. And when Jess goes to put some gas in her car, she's paying $3.55 per gallon. And of that $3.55, almost 60 cents goes to the state. 59.56 actually per gallon of gas. If she decided to jump up and get a diesel, she's looking at 65.22 per gallon of gas. Yeah, poor Jess would be getting hosed. She wouldn't even be able to afford any of that big thick pizza they got there if she owned a diesel. The average sales tax in Illinois is 6.25%, and the local governments, like the cities and stuff, can add an additional 4.75%, giving the state of Illinois an average of 8.83%. That makes you want to cry, but it's not the worst. All right, before we get to number 1, don't forget we have another channel called On This Day. Like I say in every video, there is a link down below. All right, on to number 1. And number 1, California. If you know anything about California, you are not surprised right now. California is a very expensive state to live in, and that's just not the cost of things. You will get taxed to death in this state. I got a few stories and a couple anecdotes I could add here, maybe even a joke, but it's too depressing. I'm just gonna give you the numbers and move on with my life. Currently, a gallon of gas in California on average goes for $4.68. There are places near Sacramento that it's at $5 right now, and there's even higher in some places. That's just little pockets, that's not the average. You could right now pay like almost $6 for a gallon of gas in like Beverly Hills, California. While I was filming this, I did a little more research to make sure that was all right, and I found out that the Automobile Club, who usually tracks a lot of these gas prices, they're expecting California on average to go over $5 in the next couple weeks. So right now, California is $4.68 for a gallon of gas. Of that, 66.98 cents goes to the state for taxes, and if you're buying diesel fuel, get ready to almost fork over $1 for every gallon. It's 93.08. This is the part where I tell you what you can go to the convenience store while you're pumping your gas and buy something and tell you what you can get there. Don't bother, it's too expensive. We can't afford it. The sales tax in California is 7.25%, and then local municipalities can add their own 2.5%, making the state's average 8.82%. It's insane to be in California right now. All right, everyone, that's today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day. Be nice to each other.